Hello everyone, welcome to one more session on machine learning. And today we are going to talk about data modeling using machine learning. Machine learning is one of the most buzzwords of the century, where not only organizations but people are or candidates are just crazy about machine learning. Organizations are really crazy to hire candidates who knows machine learning. Here we will kind of start importing the data into the Python environment. So there are a couple of ways where you can import the data into the Python environment. The most easiest way I'm going to start with that, but before I do that, let me show you the data. So this is the data set, and these are the column names that you are going to see. This is not a big data set, but around 149 records and around 8 columns in there. Okay, so this data I'm going to try to import it, and I have named the file name as dataset.xlfx. Okay, so first you just save it and close it. First thing, the most easiest way is trying to import the data into the Python environment. So this is the file which I am talking about. So you just select open and upload. Okay, and it is being uploaded, and it is uploaded here. So this is the first program which we are talking about. But when this is the data set which I have imported in the program, but it is still not visible in the Python environment. So for that I have to bring to that this data. So this is our first program which we were talking about, which we had learned earlier. What I do, I move to the next line, and for as I told you earlier, so there are for dealing with different data frames and data sets, I need to import a library which is known as pandas. So for importing any kind of library, I'll write the command import pandas, and I will name it as PD because it doesn't make sense to write the entire library over and over again, because I'll be using it whenever I am importing this data set. I am naming it as PD, and I type in alt and enter, and this, you see the asterisk was there, so it was being executed and it got executed. Okay, so this pandas is now available and I can use this library. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to call that data file or import that data file, bring that data file into the Python environment. So how do I do that? So for that I have to name the data set, name that table. So let's name it data equals, so I have to write the library name, that is pd dot read. So since it is an Excel file, so I have to type read underscore Excel, and just under the quotes I will name the file name, so which is dataset dot xlfs. Type the pd dot read underscore Excel dataset and write the data file name and press Ctrl and enter, and my data is imported. So how do I know like my data is imported or not? So there is one command which you have to type in to know whether you're to look at the data. So how do I do that? So this is the table name which I have imported the data. I type data dot head, and I wish to look at the top 5 records. I press alt enter, so it will move to the next line, and here you are the data set. So please remember, whenever the indexing starts in Python, it starts with zeros and not with 1. So that means line 1 will be a 0. So this is the header. Suppose I wish to look at the bottom 5. So for that, data dot tail, and I suppose I wish to look at the 10 records. So I type in tail and I have it. Okay, suppose if I want to find out the different data types, what types of data, about information about this data set, what are the data types we have. So what I have to do, you type data dot d types Okay, I type the types and enter. You see, these are object means string. Okay, int, knowledge collection, collecting knowledge, donating, float, complexity, int or float. So these are the different data types based on which the data has been imported. So, and if you need some more information, what you have to do, data.info, okay, and press. Okay, so this will give you how many null and non-null values are there. So the number of records in your data set is around 149, and here if you can see there is 148. So that means there is just one record which is missing. That's why it is showing as 1948. Okay, so this is one type of way where you can import the data. So there is one more way where you can import the data. So this is one where you are importing the data file in your Python environment and then calling it in the data frame. So this is what a data frame is all about. So data, I have named it is called a data frame. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll need a library which is known as OS library. Okay, so I type in or import OS. Okay, so the library has been imported. So what I have to do, I have to change the directory of my browser so that it picks up the file from that directory, or I have to give the directory name of that location where my file is present. So what I'll do, I will do os.chdr and I will type in the location. So this is the location based on which my file is present. Okay, so because I place it in the desktop and I have changed the location. If you wish to know has the directory originally changed or not, so for that I will be using get cwd and press Control Enter, and this is the desktop. This is the location based on which I have changed. So here what I have to do, I have to just give the file name. So again, it's pretty much simple. So I name the data frame as data_2 equals pd.read excel dataset.xlx. Okay, I forgot the quotes and the caps. Okay, my data has been imported. Just check this out. data_2.head, and okay, my data has been imported and I can see the data here as well. So this is the same data set which has been imported. So we have also learned how to import my data into the Python environment using two methods. Now just a recap of what are the things we have learned in this session. We have learned what is a data model, okay, how it impacts or how is it useful for the business, what are the different type of solution which is available, like regression and classification, how they are, and how industry uses these two types of classifications. And we have also learned how to import our data into the Python environment. We have learned two ways. Okay, so hope this session was helpful for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Catch you again in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.